What's a sign that somebody wasn't raised right? You give them a lift and they leave rubbish in your car. Lack of personal accountability. They can never admit wrongdoing on their part. It's always someone else's fault. Who are the guys who spit out their chewing gum into urinals? I see this all the time at work, and I work in a high-end corporate place. Do they think it dissolves and goes down the pipe? The janitor has to pick it out. Someone that does things to intentionally hurt another person's feelings after they've expressed that certain thing hurts their feelings. If they make messes in public areas and just wander off, leaving trash in the theater, not flushing, leaving the cart in a parking space. Edit. Forgot the theater thing is the norm in Britain. I meant in general. Leaving a mess where it's not supposed to be. How they act as a boss when their employee messes up. Yelling and belittling shouldn't be your first option. Disrespecting people for doing their job. They always portray themselves as a victim. Monsieur, nothing is ever their fault and somebody is always out to get them. Monsieur. One rule for me, one rule for you. Parents that mess up on the discipline, accountability stage of parenting produce these people. How they treat people from whom they have nothing to gain. They don't have manners or respect anyone. They never see what they do wrong. The word no just means throw a fit and be as obnoxious as you can be until you get your way. No does not mean that rules or someone's job might be on the line. They're the important one, not anyone else. Not respecting personal boundaries. If you're wondering why someone has these sorts of issues, take a look at their parents. How they treat animals and people without power. They don't take responsibility for their actions. I know a few of these types of people, and they tend to have one or more of the following traits. Asterisk. They are disrespectful to everyone, not just authority figures. Watch how they treat customer service or retail staff. Asterisk. They have no manners in general, or only use manners when they absolutely have to in order to preserve their own interests. Asterisk. They are cruel to people and or animals, and laugh at the suffering of others. Asterisk. They are selfish. Asterisk. They destroy things, steal, and cheat. Some also commit more serious crime. Asterisk. They expect handouts from everyone. Asterisk. They shirk hard work and responsibility whenever they can. Asterisk. They complain a lot, and constantly act like they are a victim. Monsieur. Asterisk. They are terrible parents to their own children. They litter. If you throw your shit on the floor, then you have 1, no respect, and 2, you're a tramp. Turning conversation back to themselves at all cost. Being a good listener is a sign of a person raised well. Edit. To clarify, I don't mean quiet or a doormat. I mean generous, empathetic, supportive and curious. Good follow-up questions without making it about oneself, etc. They never say please or thank you. I'm gonna answer this literally. As a teacher, I see there's a lot of different values that go into parenting styles. Some that aren't my values but still raise a productive, responsible, and successful child. But there is evidence of bad parenting from a child development point of view. Is extra clingy and implies or outright states you're their sole custodian for their well-being. Is incredibly aggressive about getting their way or being correct all the time. Responds to slights or inconveniences violently. Is extremely withdrawn and doesn't care for self. On the flip side, is very self-sufficient from a very young age and also has anxiety and or depression. Seeks attention constantly, not just a lot, but constantly, Obviously, the child abuse signs are indicators of not being raised right, and only apply here to actual children. But it never hurts to remind people of them. Has suspicious bruising, injuries on body where it's not normal to have injuries. Bruised forehead and skinned knees are normal on toddlers. Black eyes are not. Carefully covers parts of the body that would not normally be covered. Won't roll up sleeves even a little on hot days, which, bonus, is also a sign of self-harm. Is inappropriately sexual and or knowledgeable about sexuality for age group. Is weirdly afraid to be alone with another person. Not just I don't want to go home because my dad's gonna give me a whooping for starting a fight at school. But something like finding a lot of excuses to not hang out with an older cousin ever is often dirty, stinky, soiled, is often underfed, tells you they're being abused. I took this way too seriously. But there you go. Edit. People are commenting with personal situations that involve the warning signs of child abuse I mentioned, but aren't child abuse in their case. This is what makes it so hard to detect. Kids are always bruised, stinky, and secretive. What's important is to keep an open mind and sort of observe a pattern of signs and behaviors. If alarm bells go off, our first impulse is to explain it away. But making an anonymous tip is not as harmful as people believe. In my experience, nothing is even investigated until the reports pile up unless you physically witness the abuse. Edit 2. Just to be clear, the first list just means the parents or household should be better to optimally encourage the wellness of a child. The second is of warning signs of abuse.